Did you know that there are chemicals in our everyday lives that can stay in our bodies and the environment for years, even decades? Welcome to the Curious Culture Club. Today we're talking about PFAS, also known as forever chemicals. PFAS stands for per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances. These are a group of man-made chemicals that have been in use since the mid-20th century. They're used in a wide array of products we use daily, from pizza boxes to non-stick pans, water-resistant clothing to certain types of firefighting foam. The reason they've earned the nickname forever chemicals is due to their persistent nature. Once they're in the environment, they don't break down easily. And once they're in our bodies, they linger and accumulate over time. So these chemicals are everywhere, but where exactly can we find them? Let's delve deeper. From your kitchen to your wardrobe, PFAS are found in more places than you might think. Now, let's take a closer look at some of these unexpected hiding spots. First off, your kitchen. Non-stick cookware, food packaging, and even some types of microwave popcorn bags can contain these chemicals. They're used to make surfaces resistant to grease, water, and heat, making our daily cooking a lot easier, but potentially at a cost. Moving on to your closet. PFAS are often used in water and stain-resistant materials. So that raincoat keeping you dry or the stain-resistant carpet under your feet may be sources of exposure. Firefighting foam is another culprit. Known as AFFF, this foam is used to fight fuel fires and contains different types of PFAS. It's highly effective, but it can contaminate the soil and groundwater in the process. But it's not just about where these chemicals are used. It's also about where they end up. PFAS are persistent, earning them the nickname forever chemicals. They don't break down naturally and can travel far and wide, contaminating water, soil, and even the air we breathe. So as you can see, PFAS are not just confined to laboratories or industrial sites. They're right here, in our homes, our workplaces, and our environment. Now that we know where to find them, let's understand the potential health risks associated with PFAS exposure. Long-term exposure to PFAS can have serious implications for our health. These risks are not merely hypothetical, they're backed by a wealth of scientific studies. Exposure to these persistent chemicals has been linked to numerous health problems, including high cholesterol, obesity, hormone disruption, and even certain types of cancer. Now, let's briefly talk about the different types of PFAS. Two of the most commonly studied are PFOA and PFOS. PFOA, or perfluorooctanoic acid, was widely used in the production of Teflon until its production was phased out due to health concerns. PFOS, or perfluorooctanosulfonic acid, was a key ingredient in Scotchgard, a fabric protector. Both of these chemicals are extremely persistent in the environment and in the human body, meaning they don't break down and they can accumulate over time. Clearly, reducing our exposure to PFAS is crucial. But how can we do that? Here are a few practical tips. Reducing PFAS exposure can seem daunting, but it's not impossible. Let's dive into some practical tips to minimize exposure in your day-to-day life. Firstly, let's talk about diet. Certain types of seafood, particularly shellfish, are known to accumulate higher levels of PFAS. Therefore, moderating your consumption of these can be a significant step towards reducing PFAS exposure. Opt for varieties of seafood that are less likely to be contaminated, such as wild-caught salmon and sardines. Next, let's move on to the items in your home. Many household products contain PFAS, especially those designed to be water-resistant or non-stick. So when it's time to replace your cookware, consider alternatives to non-stick varieties. Cast iron and stainless steel pans are excellent options that are free from PFAS and can last a lifetime if cared for properly. Similarly, for water-resistant items like raincoats or shower curtains, look for products labeled as PFAS-free. More and more brands are becoming aware of the issues surrounding PFAS and are offering alternatives that do not contain these chemicals. Now let's discuss water. PFAS can contaminate our water sources, which is why it's essential to understand the quality of the water you're consuming. If you're concerned about potential contamination, consider investing in a water filtration system. Many systems on the market today are designed to filter out PFAS, ensuring you're not ingesting these chemicals when you hydrate. Moreover, it's advisable to avoid drinking water from sources that are known to be contaminated with PFAS. This includes certain wells and other untreated water sources. Remember, boiling water does not remove PFAS, so it's crucial to use filtered water for drinking and cooking. These are just a few of the ways you can reduce your PFAS exposure. The key is to stay informed and make conscious choices about the products you use and the food you eat. By making these small changes in our lives, we can significantly reduce our exposure to these forever chemicals. Stay informed, stay healthy,